Hey, what's up guys? This is Timothy, and today we are going to quickly go over the interface to ProPresenter 7 and just kind of all these things along the edges just to let you know what they are and what they do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so the first thing up here at the top, we have our toolbar. You have a lot of different buttons here that you can kind of use. If you hover your mouse over each of these, it'll kind of give you an idea of what each button is going to do, just as you can kind of see here. So looking over here on the left, we have our search. If you click search, you can kind of search for any song or presentation that you have in your library. We have text, we have theme, where you can edit. We have a lot of custom themes here for MPC. You have show. This button here is kind of your universal take me home button. Then you have your edit, where you can edit specific presentations. Reflow is where you're going to edit most of your text. And then what is that one? Bible. Obviously, that is for the word. Then you have the more button, and this will take you to a few things that you're probably never ever going to really use. We've got timers, messages, props, and stage. Here you'll use timers and messages some, not really these two very often. And then over here on the right hand side you have store and media, and this just turns on and off your media bin, which you'll use sometimes. Store we don't really ever use too much. And then over here on the right hand side, right hand corner, we have our preview window. On our preview window, there's a few things to know. First thing is we have this custom stage screen that I made that kind of shows you all of our displays, all of our outputs. Okay, so if you click on this drop down arrow here, you'll see we have a couple different options. TV left kind of shows you, right now we're in our fellowship hall and we have two TVs. So you'll see TV left is showing you what is being displayed on that output. TV right, same thing. We have them set to mirror each other, so they're going to show you the same information. And then we have broadcast. This is going to show you what's live on our broadcast. So boom. So this green gets keyed out, but what they see on the broadcast are these lines here with the text. Okay. And so then stage screen 1 is kind of all of that together, just a custom preview window. Here's what's on the screens, the physical screens. Here's what's on our broadcast. If you have the countdown going, this will show you what the countdown, how long until service starts. And then if you are playing a video from our media bin, this will show you how much time is left in that. Okay, so that's kind of the preview section. We have a couple more things in this area here. We have audience and stage, and then you'll see there's green dots right next to them. Those green dots are indicating that those outputs are turned on. So if I click audience and it turns red, that means this information right here, which is normally being displayed, is not being displayed. Basically, it turns off the physical screens in our service. Okay, so we want to keep it green as much as possible. There may be some instances where you want to turn off that, but same with stage. Stage is in this point, it's connected to our broadcast. But anyway. So there are two options there. Final thing over here on the right hand side is our clear section. What you'll notice is that it's kind of a top to bottom setup, and what that is showing you the layers, the way that they interact with other elements. Audio is always on top of messages, which is always on top of the props, which is always on top of your announcements, always on top of the regular slides, which is always on top of the media, and then always on top of any video input. So if you were saying live streaming from ProPresenter, your video input is your camera, right? And then on top of your camera is your media. On top of the media is the slide, and so forth. So you'll notice that whatever's on the screen, that you'll notice something's red here. And what that is indicating is the type of element that is on your screen. So this is a slide. So if I click that, it will clear the slide. If I choose one of these videos, you'll notice a different button popped up, and it's considered media. So I'm going to clear the media. You have a couple different options you can do though. You can, instead of say you had multiple things. So now we have our text and we have that video playing. You'll see both things are indicated. The text is on top of the media. Okay, I can clear just the slide and then the video is still going. I can clear just the video and the slide's still there. I can clear all. And then finally, I can clear to logo. And you tend to do that a lot when you go from worship into announcements. So that's kind of your preview area and what these buttons over here do. This little guy right here is like if you were playing a video, you'll see how much time is in that video. You can fast forward it, you can pause it, you can skip around, do different things, and it's a loopable video, so it should autoplay from the beginning when it's done. All right, so let me clear the logo, and that's your preview section. Then right here is your audio bin. So you'll notice we've got a couple of different playlists here. You don't typically play songs from here. You would use iTunes, but when you would use something like this would be if you had, say you were doing announcements and you were rotating graphics and you wanted to play music and kind of manipulate that music. For example, you want one graphic to play a certain song and another graphic to play another song. So what you would do is grab one of these, drag it. Well, that one's a bad example. Let's do another one here. Let's grab banner, drag it, and you'll notice right here a music indicator is present. So if I were to click this, it will start playing that song. And then that song will continue through all of these slides unless I unless I tell it not to, which here's how you do that. I'm going to right click, I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to clear audio. So now you'll see the audio starts here. The song banner will play during this slide, but then when it gets to this Kingdom Life slide, because I added that clear audio, that song will stop. And now if I wanted to grab a different song like this one here called Future, I can drag it there. And now the first song banner plays, and then it stops, as you can see with this indicator, and then the new song starts. And so that's kind of how you can use this audio bin. So let me remove those actions real quick. And then we will move on to the next section. This is our media bin here. So this, if I were to click here on announcement slides, you'll see all of these different graphics that we've made. Message titles, special presentations, graphics, which usually these are just little individual elements that you can use to create a slide, just little elements that I made. And then we have a downloads folder. So if you were on Unsplash and a message title, say the speaker did not provide you a message title and you wanted to make your own, you would go to unsplash.com, find an image that you like, save that image, and it'll go here into this downloads folder, and then you can make your own background. All right. Then I can hit this down arrow for videos, and I'll have available to me countdowns, announcement video, individual videos that we've made, and then background loops. So you could use these background loops here for message titles, or you could use them for worship, a whole bunch of different things there. Okay, so let's put those back. All right, and then finally, over here on the left-hand side is our library. So we have one library called the MPC library, and then within that, we have all of our individual slides and presentations, announcements, and all that good stuff. If you, with the minute, say it was the beginning of service and you were ready to get started for the service and you were on for media, you click this plus sign, and you have two options really that you're going to do. One is Planning Center Service, and the other is Add a Playlist. Planning Center Service is what we've been doing. If you click there, you can choose which service, and then you can hit select, and it will import that service. If there was anything in there, it would be showing up here. So different songs and things like that. You would then convert the playlist, and then you could start adding to this playlist. Now, if for whatever reason they weren't using Planning Center for a specific service, you can click playlist and you can add, and you can kind of manually put it together. So we'll select all those items, put it in our Sunday PM, and there you go. And so we can kind of create our own playlist there. And then when you're done, just delete your playlist. All right, so that's a little bit about it. And then here in the middle, of course, we have our primary slides, which you'll use throughout your service. Okay, that's just a little overview of all the different sections here in ProPresenter 7.